All right. These are my predictions for UFC 314. This card is so stacked. I can't wait for it. Crazy matchups all throughout the card. But let's get started. Nora Kanoll versus Haley Cowan or Cohen. Don't care. Cornell has a better record at 8-2, whereas Cowan has 7-3. Nobody really cares about this fight. Moving on, Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. This is actually really interesting to me because Tresean Gore's last fight was pretty good. He looks really good. Tulio only has one fight in the UFC, so we haven't seen enough of him against, UFC fighters, UFC caliber fighters. But Tulio has like a great record. He's 13-1. So this is going to be a good fight, regardless, but if I had to pick, I think Tulio, based on his record, I would pick him. But I think Gore has shown that he's like really good, and I think he's gonna grapple to Tulio. So I'm gonna go Gore. That's my prediction on that one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tulio won because he has the record that backs up the talent. Sumerdarji versus Mitch Raposo. I can't remember Sumerdarji's last fight. I could have looked it up, but I didn't. Kind of just rushed this video together. Mitch Raposo, not too familiar. I've seen him fight multiple times, but I just can't remember him. Raposo has a better record, but Sumerdarji has more experience. I'm gonna go Sumerdarji because he's 16-7 and Raposo is 9-2. So I'm gonna lean in favor of experience over the ratio of wins to losses. Cedric Dumas versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Dumas is not consistent, or he doesn't like really land with thunderous power consistently. Like, I think I may have seen him connect one time ever, and it was like, okay, this guy, he's a fighter, you know what I mean? Like, he's solid. He's fighting Oleksiejczuk, and Oleksiejczuk is decent, but he's been on the bad end of a few, good fights. So I think that Oleksiejczuk should win this. Oleksiejczuk is 19-9 and Dumas is 10-2. Is that accurate? Is he really 10-2? I thought I saw him lose more than twice. I don't know. This is a coin flip. But I'm leaning Oleksiejczuk, and I hope that Dumas surprises me because I want to see him win. I want him to do well, But whatever. So that was the early prelims. On to the prelims. Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa. This is going to be a great fight because, it just speaks for itself, that matchup. Elkins is always entertaining. He always has amazing fighting spirit, which is inspiring and motivating to watch. Erosa is always game and brings a good fight. Both of these guys are super exciting. I can't wait. This fight is really good. The matchmakers really did a great job for this whole card. But yeah, I'm gonna shout them out for each of these really good matchups. Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. I don't know why we're feeding these old veterans to Chase Hooper, but whatever. Who cares, I guess. This is a great matchup. Jim Miller is really good on the ground, but he also has really good striking. He has great hands. Underrated hands, I should say. That's more accurate. Chase Hooper is he's one of the best grapplers in the sport. He's not even a pure BJJ fighter. his striking has improved. Like, I can't remember this Russian guy, but he trains in Sacramento with Team Alpha Male. Like, he knocked him down. That caught me off guard. I was like, whoa, this guy, he really is trying to shoot up the rankings. Like, he's trying to get good. He's not here just for cash. Like, in a year or two, like, we could see Chase Hooper up there in the rankings of lightweight, or he could move up to welterweight. Like, yeah, whatever's easier for him, weight cut wise. But this is a great fight. Amazing fight. Can't wait. Cannot wait. What's next? Yan Xiaonan versus Virna Jandiroba. Don't care. Who cares? This is like another bathroom break. But based on what I've seen from both of them, it's going to be Jandiroba. Like, she's just going to shoot takedowns constantly and then control Xiaonan. And hopefully Xiaonan doesn't armbar herself like she did before. Yeah, who cares? Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. Like, there's so many great fights on this card. Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. Like, thinking about it, I'm imagining that Dan Ige is like, he doesn't have the crazy reach of Woodson, so he's going to be trying to like move inside with these hooks. You know, maybe to the body. You know, attacking the body would make the most sense when you're fighting somebody as tall and lanky as Woodson. Like, I can see Dan Ige like being the one who's chasing Woodson around the octagon, and he's just like hunting him down, body kicks, you know, anything to the. I think going to the body would be like the game plan if I'm in Ige's corner. Like, this dude is tall. He's going to be like leaning back to avoid your strikes. Just hunt him down, cut him off, and strike his body. And when he lowers his guard, you just throw a crazy like overhand right and connect on his chin. You know what I mean? Obviously, Woodson's game plan is just super simple and obvious. Like, stay at range, you know, make the best of your reach. Like, you have a crazy advantage with your reach. So like front kicks, teep kicks. If I'm Woodson, I'm watching that fight that Lerone Murphy just had with Josh Emmett, and I'm taking that same strategy of like, I'm kicking your oblique, I'm kicking your knees. Like, you're not gonna get close to me. Like, I'm gonna slow your movement down. You know, body kicks like Lerone was doing to Josh Emmett. Like, both of these guys have options. And it's going to be a harder fight for Ige because he has to close the distance. Woodson doesn't. But crazy fight. These matchups are so good. Like, they're so good. One of the best cards of the year for sure. That's a great matchup. So that was the prelims. Moving on to the main card. Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. This is interesting because Krylov hasn't fought in a long time. I don't know if it's been like 2 years or 3. Like, I can't remember how long it's been. It's been a long time. And Reyes is like, he's returning to form lately. So it's like, I want to see Reyes win. I don't know if did I pick between Dan Ige and Sean Woodson? I didn't. My prediction for that fight is Dan Ige. I trust his experience and I trust his ability to get inside. But Sean Woodson, all he has to do is stick to his game plan for 15 minutes. Like, I see it's most likely TKO by Dan Ige. That's my official prediction. But like, realistically, I could see like a decision win or knockout, because Sean Woodson has some like subtle power. I wouldn't be surprised if Woodson won. Like, he's kind of sneaky in the featherweight division. Like, he's working his way up. He's 13-1 too. Like, he has a good record. So, crazy build, by the way. Just weird build. No offense. No disrespect intended. But yeah, back to Krylov versus Reyes. I want Reyes to win. No disrespect to Krylov at all. He's been out for a long time. That doesn't mean that he can't win. It's just that I'm picking Dominic Reyes to win by TKO because he's coming back. He's looking like he used to on his rise to when he was gonna fight Jones. And I want to see him keep that going. I want to see him successful. It would make the light heavyweight division more interesting if Dominic Reyes was back in the mix at the top. So I hope Dominic Reyes gets that TKO round one or two. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. Obviously, Gene Silva is like one of the most dangerous fighters on the feet. Like, I would hate to fight him. I mean, like, he's tricky. He's so unorthodox. His timing is like the one thing that's like stands out the most to me about Gene Silva is like he's off rhythm, he's off beat. All his little like trying to shake your hand and like doing all these emote type stuff like in the middle of the fight, it throws people off. It throws other people off rhythm. And then hit like just one strike, just one gets through, and it's like you're over. It's over, and your lights are out. So Gene Silva is most likely going to knock out Bryce Mitchell, but I don't recall Gene Silva being on the ground. Like, I cannot remember Gene Silva on his back. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Nothing is in my mind that stands out about him being on his back at any point in time. And I think if Bryce Mitchell can get his game going, his strategy of like, I'm going to get you down and I'm going to like submit you or ground and pound you. Like the ground and pound that Mitchell did against Kron Gracie, that was really good. Like, I know Gracie is not the best of fighters, but like that ground and pound in that sequence of the TKO, that was vicious. So really, Bryce just needs to get him down, and like he has options. Like the ground and pound is going to open up submissions, and I think he can submit Gene Silva. But my official prediction is Gene Silva knocks out Bryce Mitchell, which is unfortunate because I like Bryce kind of. Some of the things he says I like. Some of the things he says I don't like. But I don't care about that last controversy that he got into. Let's just say I'm not going to comment on that. We're going to stay Switzerland on that topic. Let's see. Who's next? Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. Good fight. Just for some reason I'm not caring that much. I think Pitbull should have gotten the UFC years ago, but whatever. Yair is cool when it comes to striking, like exciting striker, but like his grappling is atrocious basically. Ortega like exposed. Well, we already knew he wasn't good in grappling, but Ortega like really just like put a new lens on that and like highlighted how weird he is on the ground. He's not used to it. He's like a fish out of water. So if Yair could tighten up his ground game, he would be like, he's a champion level fighter if he can tighten up his grappling, his defensive grappling and offensive. So who do I think wins between those two? I'm going to give it to Rodriguez. I need to watch some Pitbull anyway. I haven't watched. Of course, a train is coming by. I haven't watched much of Pitbull, but I think Rodriguez is gonna take it. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. I've spoken about this a couple times already on my channel, but I think Paddy can take it. I thought Paddy was like at least 5'10", 5'11", maybe even 6 foot. But on Google, it says he's 5'8", and that Chandler's 5'7". That can't be true, because I thought he was bigger than that. He must be bigger than that. Chandler's explosive, but it seems like his gas tank, it wears down a little bit, which is important because this co-main event is 5 rounds. We've never seen Paddy Pimblett go 5 rounds, but he's not the kind of guy who gasses out in the second round or third round either. So it's like, I think Paddy can submit. I think Paddy can submit Chandler. I believe that for sure. Ways that Chandler can win is like freak KO. Like just freak KO. Maybe Paddy like is backpacking, like he's on the back of Chandler, and then Chandler like slams him back and just like Paddy's head slams against the ground or something, or the kind of strike that he threw at Ferguson, that front kick, something unexpected that just connects clean. That's how Chandler can win for sure. But I'm leaning towards Paddy because I believe he has the stamina to go 5 rounds. I believe he has the fight IQ to attack Chandler in a way that suits his game plan. And I think Paddy's just on the rise. I think he's really hungry, especially after he had his daughters. I think this dude is ready for like the upper echelon of the lightweight division. And it's exciting because where is he going to be thrown around in the mix of like people above Chandler, like if he wins, you know what I mean? Like, dude, these fights are so good. So good. I got Pimblett by submission. Round I want to say 3 or 4, because I think Paddy needs to like feel out the process of Chandler's strength, but he needs to wear on him, like grapple him for these first 3 rounds and like wear on that tank a little bit, and then eventually he's gonna get that rear naked choke. I don't see a triangle, but a triangle is definitely possible. An armbar is definitely possible. Like if Chandler somehow like shakes out of Paddy on his back, and like, you know what I mean? Like he's starting to try and ground and pound Paddy, and then Paddy catches his arm and just triangle arm bars him or something like that. That's what I see happening. Great fight. Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. I've talked about this a couple times. Volkanovski looks really good. Like he looks like he's in great shape. He's definitely serious about getting his belt back for sure. But I can tell that Lopez is like just as eager to get the belt. And I think when it comes to the jiu-jitsu, we know that Lopez is like he's up there in one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the sport. But he also has great hands too, so I really like Volk, and I hate these matchups where they're putting him up against people I really like. I didn't really like Topuria, but I respect him. But I like Islam Makhachev, and I didn't like that they had to fight each other, but it is what it is. Volkanovski wanted it twice. Yeah, man, this is tough. But in all honesty, I expect Lopez to chin Volkanovski. And here's how I see it. If Lopez doesn't completely knock out Volkanovski, he's gonna catch him in a submission or like TKO him like after Volk like falls down. So round 1, 2, or 3, TKO or KO for Lopez, and maybe a submission if he doesn't knock him out with that first strike that connects. Like, yeah, man, this is like a crazy card, dude. Like, so stacked, so good. Can't wait. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I think one of the main reasons I started this channel was because I wanted to talk about fighting, because I don't know anyone who knows about MMA like that. So let me know what you guys think. That's my prediction video for UFC 314. I'm out.